The opulent Malabar Hill neighborhood of Mumbai was a place where whispers traveled faster than the monsoon winds. It was also a place where secrets hid behind high walls and even higher net worths. So, when the news of Ramesh Agarwal's murder broke, the whispers turned into a storm. Ramesh, a textile tycoon, was found dead in his study. His death, a single gunshot to the head, was as brutal as it was unexpected. The Mumbai police descended upon the Agarwal mansion like vultures on a carcass. Inspector Vijay Sharma, a man hardened by years of dealing with Mumbai's underbelly, surveyed the scene. The study was opulent, reflecting Ramesh's wealth. A thick Persian rug soaked up the spreading pool of blood. The air was thick with the metallic scent of death. Sharma ran a hand through his thinning hair. He hated cases like this. The rich and their games of power always ended the same way. The room was too neat, too staged. Whoever killed Ramesh was meticulous, leaving no trace behind. Or so they thought. A faint scent lingered in the air, something floral and cloying, almost unnoticeable. It was the only thing out of place, the only clue in this otherwise perfectly staged crime scene. Inspector Sharma knew this case was going to be a headache. The lack of fingerprints pointed towards a professional. The absence of forced entry suggested someone Ramesh knew. The entire investigation reeked of a carefully planned hit. He was starting to feel like a rat in a maze, every turn leading to a dead end. The forensic team dusted for prints, but to no avail. The murder weapon, presumably the gun that fired the fatal shot, was missing. The CCTV footage from the mansion's security system was corrupted, conveniently from the hours surrounding the murder. It was as if the killer had anticipated every move. Sharma was left with the faint, floral scent and a growing sense of unease. It was a distinct smell, one he couldn't quite place. It was like a phantom whisper, there one moment and gone the next. He knew this scent held the key to the killer's identity, if only he could decipher it. Desperate for a lead, Sharma decided to call in a favor. There was a rumor, whispered in the corridors of the police station, about a man with an extraordinary sense of smell. A man who could smell fear, guilt, and even the faintest trace of perfume days after it had been worn. A man who could crack cases wide open with just a sniff. Aryan Mehta was not your typical detective. He couldn't hear the cacophony of the city or see the vibrant colors of Mumbai's bustling streets. Aryan was deaf, his world shrouded in a perpetual silence. He was also night-blind, the darkness of night mirroring the darkness that enveloped his vision. But what Aryan lacked in sight and sound, he more than made up for with an extraordinary sense of smell. His small apartment, tucked away in a quiet corner of Dadar, was his sanctuary. It was here that Aryan had honed his other senses to an almost superhuman level. He could identify hundreds of different scents, from the earthy aroma of freshly tilled soil to the metallic tang of blood. His world was a symphony of smells, each scent telling a story, revealing secrets hidden from ordinary senses. When Inspector Sharma contacted me, I was intrigued. The details of the case, the lack of evidence, and the mention of a lingering scent piqued my interest. I knew that behind every scent was a story waiting to be unraveled. I agreed to meet Sharma at the crime scene, hoping the whispers of the dead man's house would lead me to the killer. Section 4. The Old Man and the CCTV. The Agarwal mansion, once a symbol of Ramesh's success, now felt oppressive. The air was thick with the lingering scent of death and the weight of unanswered questions. Aryan, guided by Inspector Sharma, moved through the mansion like a shadow, his footsteps silent on the marble floors. Sharma watched as Aryan worked, his keen sense of smell leading him from room to room. To Sharma, it looked like some sort of strange dance, but he knew better than to underestimate Aryan's abilities. Aryan lingered in the study, his fingers dancing over the dead man's desk, his face inches away from the leather blotter. The metallic scent of blood was overpowering here, but beneath it, he detected other, fainter scents. The sweet aroma of Darjeeling tea, the expensive sandalwood cologne Ramesh favored, and the floral scent that Sharma had mentioned. There was an old man, caught on a neighboring building's CCTV. He was lurking near the mansion around the time of the murder. He showed Aryan a grainy image of an elderly man with a slight limp. Mahesh here. We're looking into him, but something feels off. Section 5. A mismatched perfume. Aryan traced a finger over the image of Mahesh Iyer, his brow furrowed in concentration. He closed his eyes, bringing his other senses to the forefront. He tried to imagine the old man, to conjure his scent. He imagined the musty odor of old age, the faint smell of camphor, and perhaps a hint of tobacco. It was definitely not a scent he associated with an old man like Mahesh Iyer. It had notes of jasmine, rose, and a hint of something citrusy, perhaps bergamot. It was a complex perfume, expensive and rare. He then focused on the floral scent that clung to the study. Aryan signed, his interpreter translating for Sharma. Not something Mahesh Iyer would wear. This perfume, it's called Midnight Bloom. Very expensive, very rare. He shook his head, his face grim. The old man is not our guy. Sharma sighed, running a hand through his thinning hair again. Then who is? He asked, his voice edged with frustration. The case was turning out to be more complicated than he initially thought.